Hi, today I've got a really fun friend with me today. This is Diver Dave. Diver Dave wants to help us learn about a group of letters called our diver letters. So he's really good at diving, and when he dives straight down into the water and doesn't even make a splash, and then swims straight back up and over to the side. So that's what he wants us to teach us today about our diver letters. They all start straight down to the bottom, and then they dive, swim back up, and turn. So let's talk about what some of those letters are today. Thanks, Diver Dave, for helping us out today. And the first one is a descending letter, which we had talked about before, our descending small or tall letters. So the first one is going to start at this middle line over on the side with the smiley face, and we're going to dive down like Diver Dave likes to do. Dive down, 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 deep, deep, deep. Dives way down to the bottom, below the line, swims back up the same line that he just dove down till he gets almost to the top. He's going to turn, 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 and stop till he gets right back there. So, letter P. We're going to dive down below the baseline, swim back up that same line, and before we get to the top, we're going to stop and start our turn so that the top of our curve can hit that middle line and turn, turn, turn so that the bottom of the curve hits the bottom line and comes right back to our line. A little tricky to get all those pieces working together for that diver letters. Diver letter, lowercase p. All right, see what we've got next. Diver Dave. All right, next one is a small letter. It's going to stay between the two middle lines, but we're still going to start with a straight dive down. So we're going to start at the middle line, dive down, touch the bottom, stop, swim back up that same line, turn just before we get to the top middle line, curve, stop right there. See our straight line down, swim back up, and start turning a little before we get to that middle line, and then curve, and then just stop right there. We don't want it to go down too far. We should have a little space right here, but not a big space. This part is together. We don't want it to be separate, like we don't want it to have room to hold a whole bunch of junk. That's not a letter R. Now, we want to dive straight down, swim straight back up, till just before we get to the top, and turn. We don't want to go all the way to the top because we might go above the line and not have any space there. So that's the tricky part to get really good at knowing when exactly you need to start that turn so you just have a little space, little gap there, right? Another one we can do, it's also a small letter. It's going to stay between the two middle lines. It's going to start with our straight dive down, swim back up, turn before you get to the top, turn, curve, and come all the way back down and bump that bottom line. So it's really important between that lowercase n and the lowercase r that we just did before to make sure that our r stops up top and our n comes down and touches the line. Otherwise, those two can look a little similar if you're not being careful and you get a little sloppy. All right, look at another one. Small letter between the two lines. It's going to dive down to the baseline, swim back up the same line. We're going to turn just before we get to the top and come all the way back down, swim back up again. This one is a double dive. Turn again before we get to the top, come back down, and stop. So they all stop right on the baseline. You sit right there, touch the middle and the bottom line, and they have nice curves and down and back up and down. So only little gaps here and here. for your nice letter M. All right, diver letter M. Let's see what else. What have you got for us next, Diver Dave? Oh, you want us to do a tall letter now. Okay, this one's going to start up tall. He's going to start over near the smiley face, okay? We're going to start with a tall dive down. So this is going up to the high dive, okay? Going up to the high dive, down, down, down to the line, bump, swim back up till you almost get to the middle line, start your curve, turn, down, and stop. Letter H. See how that goes? Dive down till you hit the baseline, stop, turn back up, turn away, curve, 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 back down, touch the baseline, stop. Letter H. We have one more diver letter for us today. It's another tall one. So this one also starts over at the smiley face. Okay, so it's line down, high dive down, touch that baseline, stop, come back up, swim up the line till you almost get to that middle line, turn just before, curve around, curve, 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 back, letter B. Dive down, swim back up, start your curve, 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 keep curving all the way back around. Make sure your letter B sits on the baseline and that the circle is between the middle and the bottom line and that the line starts diving down low from the top. Start at the top. All of our letters start at the top. Where do we start our letters? At the top all the time for lowercase and capital letters. All right, thanks, Diver Dave. That was a great lesson today. And let's all practice our good diving. Straight down, swim straight back up, over, curve. That's our diver letters. Thanks. Bye.